I am well aware that there is a major war, not just unfolding, but continuing to dangerously escalate involving the United States and Israel and their attack on Iran. I have been covering this intensively. I will continue to with articles that I've been writing at Substack, with videos I've been producing for all of you. It seems like every day I'm on 3, 4 of other people's shows and podcasts in order to talk about it. Obviously, it will continue to be the almost exclusive focus of what I do until this war finally comes to whatever end is in store for it. Nonetheless, not everybody wants to think about the war all the time, 24 hours a day. And I'm very excited about this conversation that I taped with my guest, Stephen Fishbach, 1 or 2 days before this war began. We obviously didn't know that the war was going to begin. I mean, I knew it was likely in the coming days or weeks, but certainly had no idea it was about to start. And obviously, once the war did start, our plan was to publish the next day or the day after. But once the war started, it didn't make any sense. No one wanted to hear this discussion at that time. But we're now 6 days into the war. It's possible this war could go on for a very long time. I definitely know there are people who want to hear and read and think about other things. And for those of you who don't, obviously you don't have to watch the video. But I really found this discussion genuinely interesting. I find Stephen Fishbach very interesting. He has a new book that I really enjoyed. And I think the discussion, though it's about reality TV on the surface, actually implicates a lot of really important themes about how we're constructing society, about the way in which information is conveyed, about what human beings are lacking. And it's relevant to our politics, to our journalism, and even to narratives about this war. So here it is. All right, I am super excited about our guest today, who I've been looking forward to speaking with in this context for a long time. It may seem like it's a topic a little off the beaten path from what we normally cover, but actually I think with a little bit of examination, you'll see not only is it relevant, but relevant in a way that brings a lot of unique insight. My guest is Stephen Fishbach, known for lots of things. He is a 2-time contestant on the reality TV show on CBS News, on CBS, Survivor. He got to the finals of one of those seasons. Didn't get a lot of votes, didn't get any votes actually, but nonetheless made the finals. A big accomplishment. Also has become just a very influential and well-liked voice within reality TV podcasts, ones that are very popular. And the thing we wanted to talk to him about today is on the USA Today and other lists. Stephen, it's so great to see you in this format. Thanks for joining me.
This is such a tremendous honor. I'm sort of honored, like I'm incredulous and a little dazzled to be here. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, we were joking before we began that I needed a few minutes to kind of orient myself because I'm used to listening to you. I do listen. I think I've talked before that my secret vice is I do watch Survivor. I find it super fascinating. And the only podcast I listen to is the one you're on after each episode where you analyze it. So actually talking to you directly, even though we've talked by text and the like, is still something I'm getting used to. So I'm going to make you talk most of the time so that my weirdness is not super visible. All right, let me begin. It is interesting. Reality TV is something you obviously, if you're an American, you can't avoid even if you want to. It's become such a gigantic part of our cultural discourse of media, of entertainment, of television, really like this dominant force. And having watched it, as I just confessed to having done, there are a lot of people who I look at and think, oh yeah, this is obviously like the type of person who's just made for reality TV, who would obviously do anything to get on television. Reality TV is their best avenue in because of how they behave, how they conduct themselves. And then there are other people, not many, but some, who end up not just being on reality TV, but doing quite well. You think, wow, this is not really a person I would think would be on reality TV. And that's definitely a thought that I think I and a lot of people have about you. And not only did you go on reality TV, but you've also kind of made it a career. You've worked in TV on it. You do podcasts and commentaries on it. Now you've written this novel about it. What is this call, this attraction that reality TV has for you?
Yeah, and I think I never expected to be on reality television either. And in fact, when I was first recruited for Survivor, I literally was one of those people who did not even know that it was on the air. But there was something so beguiling about this opportunity to step into the jungle and play this incredible game. And I feel like that is such a call, like you called it, a call that's sort of like relevant for people today, where we're all kind of living this mediated existence. We're all, in offices, constantly beset by screens. In this idea of being able to sort of step into this kind of primal environment, build shelter, search for food and at the same time play this like very fascinating social strategy game, which was sort of course my initial kind of the appeal initially for me, I think was just really compelling on a human level.
Like, what was that process? Because I think the perception that a lot of people have of reality TV contestants is these people who just go to cattle calls, like are super desperate to get on TV, will do anything for it. You're not one of those people. They actually came to you. And so my question has always been, I guess this is a great opportunity to ask you, like, why you? Why did they decide, like, hey, they looked at Stephen Fishbach, they somehow you attracted their attention in a way that you didn't try to do, and then suddenly they were calling you to come onto the show. Like, what was that process? What happened there?
Yeah, so I got an email in my Facebook inbox in 2008, like, "Hey, Steven, do you want to be on Survivor? Let's make it happen." So Survivor, I think most reality shows, but Survivor at the time especially, cast in terms of archetypes, right? There was like the hot alpha male. That's obviously what I was. There was like there's like the beach beauty. There's like the crazy older lady, and they had cast their season 18 in Tocantins, Brazil, and they had cast a nerd, but they had decided he wasn't nerdy enough. And so my friend who worked in casting was like, I know a real nerd for you. I've got a nerdy nerd. So they reached out to me, and my initial impulse was absolutely not. I had worked in television, and I knew, you can look like an absolute dolt. Like, it's literally in the contract. We can make you look stupid on television. But then I started to watch this show and see this brilliant social strategy game that they're playing in this environment in the jungle. And I thought to myself, I love social strategy games. I could win this. Now, I was wrong, but I was like almost right. I was close to being right.
Yeah, I mean, you did. I mean, I was joking at the beginning about how you got no votes, which, is something that you can be self-effacing about. But getting to the end of Survivor, not just in terms of like the survivability of it, the physical part, although that is very difficult. It was, it's now 26 days, but it was 39 days when the two times you did it. But also, to navigate all of just like the vipers and the social part of the game that I assume is what you like best, requires a lot of different skills. I mean, people can get there kind of at the end almost through luck, or they get dragged there because of the perception that nobody will respect them. That wasn't your case. You really had to fight continuously throughout your season to get to the end. And I assume you felt like you had proven to yourself that you could do something that probably previously you were unsure that you could do, or even assume that you couldn't. Like, did you get that sense of personal accomplishment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though I didn't take away the $1 million or the title of sole survivor, I did. You step out there just like praying you're not the first person voted out, and then when you sort of get your feet under you, you think, well, hopefully I can make the merge, which is this point in Survivor where all of the different tribes come together and sort of compete as one. And then the fact that I was able to navigate this and get to the very end,